Indian police have shot dead 4 men suspected of raping and killing a woman in Hyderabad in a case that reignited nationwide protests over attacks on women. They were taken to the crime scene as part of the investigation, but police say they tried to escape and were shot. The family of the victim welcomed the killings.
I'd like to thank and congratulate the Telangana government, police and all those who supported me. My daughter's soul now has peace.
And I feel very happy for it, and I think this would be an example and nobody will even think of doing it.
Anchal Vohra joins us now from New Delhi. Now, the police are describing this, Anchal, as deaths in a crossfire. Are they explaining what exactly happened?
Well, they haven't done that yet, Sammy. The police commissioner, the local police commissioner, is on the spot, and he said that an encounter took place and the 4 accused have been killed. He confirmed that and said that details would be revealed shortly. So more than that, official details by the police have not yet been shared. However, what we have learned is that the police were taking the 4 accused for the last 2 nights to the spot to reconstruct the event as a part of the investigation, as you said. And then the police is saying that these accused, one of them tried to snatch the weapon of one of the police officers. They got into a scuffle, they tried to escape, and that is when the policeman shot them down. A retired police official has told the Indian media that such incidents can be explained. These incidents can happen in the heat of the moment, and the police perhaps did not have the time to shoot the accused in the leg, and that is why the killings have taken place. The family, as you said, have welcomed this, and also the family of the rape victim who was killed back in December 2012, after which again there were many protests. That family has also welcomed this, calling it justice and saying this is the right sort of punishment. And this sentiment, Sammy, really emerges from the fact that justice is still delayed, the processes are still very long, there is also huge stigma attached to the victims themselves, and that is why the popular sentiment here seems to be that this sort of punishment, this sort of retributive justice is the way to go forward. Of course, there are lawyers and activists who are saying that law must be followed and that there are many questions still unanswered as far as this incident is concerned.
So given the public mood, is there going to be any further investigation of what happened?
Well, that's not very clear yet. Well, they would have to. The activists and the lawyers are calling for first now an investigation into this incident that's taken place in the early hours. But as far as the crime itself is concerned, the rape and the murder of the girl, the question still remains whether these 4 accused, remember they were the accused, they were not convicts yet, whether that crime is going to be investigated or not. So lawyers and experts, women's rights activists are also saying that we now have to buy the word of the police that these accused were in fact the culprits, and in that sense law has not been followed and justice has not been delivered. While quick justice is the need of the hour and is much appreciated, due process must be followed. And Sammy, the parliament session in India is currently on, and many parliamentarians in fact have called for lynching of rapists. One has even called for castration of rapists. So while that seems to be the mood in the country right now, the parliamentarians are voicing some of these sentiments on the ground. The fact of the matter is that are these forms of punishment reducing crime against women, or are they not? Experts disagree. They even say that even capital punishment is not the way to go. What the government needs to do is also to consider this as a societal problem, because patriarchy is still rampant, where stigma is attached to the victim, and the culprits often get much leeway in this society.
All right, Anchal Vohra there from New Delhi. Let's speak to Kavita Krishnan in New Delhi. She's the secretary of the All India Progressive Women's Association. Good to have you with us. Thanks for joining us. If we could start with the latest killings of 4 suspects suspected of committing rape and murder. Our authorities, from what you've heard from the narrative of what happened, do you have any concerns about the official narrative?
I'm absolutely certain that this is a lie peddled by the police and that this was not an encounter but a custodial killing. And I say this with authority.
Sorry, what evidence do you have to suggest that?
No, it's the other way around. It's the police that has to give evidence to explain why 4 unarmed men, all 4 of them, unarmed, had to be shot down and could not be controlled by an enormous police force that had taken them to the spot. The other thing I'd like to say is that in 2008, the same Hyderabad police had Telangana police had similarly killed 3 youth who were accused of attacking some girls with acid. And this time around, in the run-up to this, on social media as well as in political pronouncements, people were egging on the police to do exactly the same thing, which is why I am absolutely certain that this is a custodial killing. And I want to say that the police which failed the victim, the government which fails us all as women, they are posing as saviors of women on the dead bodies of 4 unarmed men whom they are declaring to be guilty without any evidence except a custodial confession which was probably obtained under torture, because custodial confessions in India are routinely obtained only under torture by the police. So it's a stand-in for investigation. It's a stand-in for a justice system that can actually listen to and respect the voices of victims and survivors.
With all of that in mind, how confident are you that there will be either a proper investigation of what happened to these men, or that investigations will continue to establish who actually raped and killed the victim in the first place?
No, I'm certain that there will be no investigation follow-up to the rape and murder case because, according to the police, this is a closing of that book. You know, they have done so-called justice. And the problem, and the way I see it is that I think that this kind of lynch mob sentiment is now no longer just a public sentiment, but actually is reflected as a tool of governance by those who govern us at the center in Delhi as well as in states, including Telangana and other states. Because these are governments that are unable to prevent a rape victim from being burnt alive when she is testifying. They are unable to prevent a rape victim from being pilloried in court and from being told by the judge that, oh, we agree that you said no, but your no was too feeble, and a feeble no could mean a yes. This kind of thing they are unable to change, unable to protect, unable to prevent. And now they want us to accept this kind of lynch mob sentiment as justice. And we have to place this in a larger matrix where the central government now and its leaders and the ruling party is encouraging lynch mob incidents to happen. They are encouraging people to say, just kill people especially from minority communities and vulnerable communities, and just kill them if you suspect them of anything. And naturally, if you come from a vulnerable community or you're a poor person, it's very easy to suspect you and accuse you of anything without any evidence whatsoever.
All right, good to get your thoughts on that. Thanks so much.